Hello?
Hi, Rivika. It's DJ Gloss here from Sound Fusion Radio in England. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Good to hear from you.
And to hear from you too. Excellent. I'm glad we got hold of you. So, have you had a good day?
It's been okay.
Ah, good.
How's yours been?
Yeah, very busy actually. It's my birthday today, so it's been quite a busy day. Very family. So, yeah, enjoyed it very
Oh,
much.
okay. Happy birthday. My birthday is April 5th, so
Is it?
we
Ah,
have that in
right.
common. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. That's brilliant. That's really good. Well, we're loving the tunes, Rivika. They're sounding absolutely brilliant, and we'd love to know a whole lot more about you. So, do you mind if I start firing some questions your way?
Yes, feel free.
Okay. Well, first of all, tell us what you're currently doing. Tell us what your latest project is, and tell us all about that.
My most recent project is called the Fresh Manna album. It came out on Christmas Day, and I've been promoting that mainly. It has a different sound to it. Like I basically dibble and dabble with different genres of music on it.
Mm.
And of course, the first track on there is a track called Different, where I kind of do a Motown or soul style track. I think y'all actually have that one actually.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, throughout the whole album, it goes through different time periods kind of and talks about different things.
Wow, that sounds great. So, is this your first album, or is this how many albums have you got previously? What's the sort of musical history have you got?
This is my third album actually.
Wonderful.
I have two mixtapes out also.
Ah, right. Okay.
So five projects total.
Wow. So you've been a very very busy guy. That sounds really good. So, with the album that you said you released it around Christmas time, Christmas Day, did you say?
Yes, it released on Christmas Day on in all online digital stores like Google Play, iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify. You know, all the main ones and some not so known ones also worldwide.
That's good though, because the more places that you've got your album, and the more places you've got it being played and getting it into people's ears, the better it is for you. So fantastic, that's good work. And so, tell us a little bit about how you came to music. How did it all start for you? What was it that got you moving on music?
Well, I come from a musical family. My dad plays the guitar for his church.
Yeah.
My mom sings in the choir, so that was always a heavy influence. I would hear my dad with his band called the Gifted Band back then practicing when I was little in the den. Actually, I have a song called "Play the Guitar" on my Death to Me mixtape volume 1 that kind of talks about that and my whole musical history. People can hear that on YouTube and SoundCloud and things like that. But I had a stepbrother who was doing raps back in the early 90s when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
And I was influenced by him, and he actually helped me write my first rap. Of course, back then it wasn't gospel rap. I do gospel rap now, Christian rap. I guess that's the category they would put me in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of gangster rap. The first rap he helped me to write, but I kept rapping it. I would rap it for my classmates at lunch and things like that, and they always would stop and listen. I would have their attention whenever I would rap for people in school, and I went on to keep writing raps and recite them and record them all the way through high school, even though I didn't have a deal.
Wow.
But then in when I was 17. I got the calling to start doing gospel raps when I went to a spiritual encounter in Houston, Texas at New Light Christian Center. And I started using my talent for the Lord at that point. And since that moment, that's when I started getting exposure. People started working with me, and that's where it kind of started. That's where Rifika was born, kind of when I was 17,
Wow.
all the way up until now.
Wow. So, can you remember your first sort of live performance of material? I mean, I'm guessing that would be in the church, but can you remember that?
Actually, I do remember my first live performance.
Tell us
Um,
about it.
I was working with a guy that gave me opportunity named Mike D. He had a group called Disciples of Prophecy, and
Nice.
and I had recorded a song with them called Body Rock, and it was at a church on the north side of Houston, Texas, I believe, and And I did that song. I remember it. It was a body rock. The hook kind of went body rock, body rock, body rocking for Christ. I don't really remember the lyrics though of it. I could pull it back up because it's actually on my first album. I'd have to go back to my archives to pull it up.
That's fantastic, though. I mean, it's good that you remember. So you said that your brother was quite an influence from a rap point of view, but as you were growing up, what kind of music were you kind of influenced by? What music were you pulled to? What did you listen to?
Growing up, yeah, mostly I would listen to rap. I would listen to 97.9, which is a radio big mainstream radio station down here in Houston, Texas. Of course, I listen to gospel because that's all my parents listen to. And my dad, every time we were in the car, he was playing different gospel CDs and quartet music. And I grew up in the band. Like I was in band through from sixth grade all the way through college actually, and I studied music in college. So I have a music degree in music education. I'm a band director currently, so I have a very diverse musical background and appreciation for different types of music, but mainly I'd say rap, R&B, and gospel, and Motown music. That's soul music. That was my background.
Wow, that sounds absolutely great. Because you teach, don't you? That's one of the things that you do.
I do. Oh, teach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm a assistant band director at a school called Willow Ridge High School in Houston, Texas.
Wonderful. And you teach high school kids. What do you teach them? Instruments or music, or what do you teach them?
Yes, currently I'm teaching them instruments, brass instruments. I'm the one over the brass, but of course in high school bands they have the brass, the woodwinds, and the percussion. And the way we do it is I'm over like the core style marching band part of it, and also I conduct one piece in the spring when we go to concert and sight reading contests. But previously, before that, I used to teach for 6 years. Right when I got out of college, I taught elementary music. So I was teaching kindergarten through fifth graders general music.
Oh, like just lovely.
Teaching them, how to sing and getting them an internal sense of pulse and rhythm, teaching them note values and things like that, exposing them to different types of music from all over the world.
That's absolutely, what a wonderful thing to do. A little bit of giving back. You have musical talent, and giving that back to kids of all ages. That's just a wonderful thing to do, and I think that's very commendable. And you must be very, very proud to be able to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, yes, I am actually. And while you were talking, I just remembered I did get to work with at the elementary level. I got to develop some talent on some actually pretty good singers and pretty good rappers, little rappers that started out. I got to help them out a little bit too. So hopefully we'll be hearing some things from them in the future as they get older.
Well, that sounds absolutely great. That sounds wonderful. So what about your goals for 2016? It's still quite early on in the year. What are you hoping to achieve sort of this year as far as your music's concerned and your own promotion?
I'd actually like to do more international shows if possible. I'd like to also go full time with my music. That's always been my goal. I'd like to have a manager, like a management team, and sell more albums and get my music heard by more people.
Yeah. That's and I think that's a great way to go. And with us here in the UK, and I'm sure we're not the only UK radio station carrying your music currently, but we will get behind you and promote your music here in the UK and get you listened to here on the radio, and hopefully that will expand to other things for you. That would certainly be our aim anyway.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that and the opportunity that y'all have given me. Yeah, there actually is one other radio station that I know of in the UK that's playing it currently. But this is actually my first international interview, so I'm always remember remember this.
Oh, well, that's fantastic, Rivika. I really, really love that. There have been a number of US artists that I've been their first international interviewee, so to speak, interviewer rather, and so that's really great. And so, I mean, as far as the current album's concerned, are you performing it live? Are you taking it out to clubs and bars and playing it?
Yes, I actually am. Wherever I have an opportunity to rap and do different live shows, I do them. I've been in several churches recently. I've been doing a lot of open mics, and I have a couple coming up where I'm actually the featured artist at
Wonderful.
those. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I have coming up. But I'm staying busy.
Well, that's good. I mean, staying busy is what it's all about. It's not easy out there for anyone in the music business nowadays. And, I think that it's commendable that independent artists such as yourself do stay busy and, do keep going for for what they decide is their gold, as it were. So,
Thank you.
2017. You got any thoughts on another album? Have you got anything that you're writing? Anything in the bag or anything coming up?
Maybe probably. I know I plan on pushing the Freshman album for about a year. In 2017, I hope to do focus more on music videos.
Mm-hmm.
For the Freshman album. I know I'm gonna do one for sure. I'm gonna do one for Instagram. Those are the two, and date night also, because that's a line dance type of track that everybody can really get into.
Mm.
I'm gonna do a music video for those three, and also I may start working on my next mixtape, which will have all original music on it. So I like to do a mixtape before I do each album nowadays.
That sounds good. So, with this track that is a real good line dance track, are you going to come up with an original line dance to do on the video for people to pick up and learn?
Yes, actually, it's already out. This is actually because y'all know I have the gospel step, I have the gospel wobble, and I have the righteous shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
But the date night, that's an original line dance track, and it's actually on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rifka777. There's an instructional video on there on how to do the date night dance.
Right. Well, myself and D Smiler are going to go and check that out, and we're going to go learn that dance.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
I think
no
y'all
worries.
enjoy it.
We're going to do that because we do love on the soul scene getting involved in, there's a lot of that kind of line dance that goes with the soul scene here in the UK. And, when you get a whole room full of people all doing the same dance and, you just got the music there, it's fantastic,
Yeah, it's amazing that everybody can participate, and they're usually pretty easy to do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic. We must have a look at those videos and check that out. So, talking of ways of looking at what you're doing, listening to what you're doing, tell us all about your social media. Tell us about any websites you've got, where to buy your music. Just give us all of that information.
Okay, I have a website. It's rifica.net, rifica.net. At the bottom of the home page, you can see all of my social media links. I'm on YouTube as Rifica777, Instagram as Rifica777, Facebook is Rifica777, SoundCloud as Rifica, Reverb Nation as Rifica. I'm also on Periscope as Rifica and Twitter as Rifica, and all of those links directly to those sites are at the bottom of the homepage on my website. And there's a music tab on my website also where people can hear the music or sample some of my biggest hits or most popular songs. And there's links on the website where they can click and it'll take them to different places where they can get the music. I'm on Bandcamp, and they can find my 2 mixtapes and my 2 latest albums, the Standard and the Fresh Manna album, on there. The mixtapes are available for free or for donation. So they give them that option on there. And as I said earlier, I'm on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, eMusic, Apple Music, basically anywhere where you download music worldwide. If you type in Rifica in the search engine, it's going to pull up my music and you'll be able to purchase it.
That sounds great. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us, that's for sure. I've got to ask you, Rivika, the 777, is there a significance to that?
Yes, well, to me and to several other people, when you look it up, it's considered the holy number.
Yeah.
777 for the Holy Trinity, because 7 is supposed to be the number of perfection.
Yeah.
And of course, the Holy Trinity, Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. So that's what it represents to me. It represents the Holy Trinity, and that's what I follow, and that's what I'm about.
That's why I asked you, because I thought that might be the case. So, I had to ask because the 777 appeared on so much of your social media. I think that's lovely. That's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good. So, performing live for you, is that your preference? Do you love the live environment, or are you just as happy in a studio? What's the thing there?
I guess I love the studio the most. That's what I enjoy the most, is the creative process.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the booth and actually working with my engineers or producers on creating the sound that I'm coming up with and creating. I really like to create. The live environment, that's cool, and it's great when people are really into your music and they're really hype about it. But if they're not really into it, then they can kind of be a drag, So it's kind of a give or take 50-50 type situation. But like I said, I like the studio, and I think that what I really like the most is actually writing the songs when I actually have the beat on and I wait for the Holy Spirit to start giving me what to write as far as my songs. I think that's what I really like the most.
Really? Yeah, so going to pen, writing the lyrics, and instruments. I mean, what do you play? Do you play any instruments at all? Or?
Yes, I play the tuba. The tuba is the instrument that I can play the best, but
Right.
I can play all of the brass instruments to a certain degree because I have to teach them.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. In college, I had to learn the piano in order to graduate as a music major. They make you play several songs on piano.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn the violin, learn how to play some songs on that, and I also had to learn the flute in college. So those are the instruments that I have played or can play.
Wow, that's quite an array actually. That's considerably more instruments than I can play. I play bass. That's what I've played ever since I was a kid. I love the bass guitar. So for me,
okay.
that's where I like to be. But no, that's a very impressive array of instruments. So that's great. That's wonderful. And thank you for the drops, by the way. You did some really nice drops for the station, and D Smiler and I are very, very pleased with those. So thanks very much for taking the time and trouble to do that for us.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to do it. I'm happy to do it.
No, that's great. That was really good. So to sort of wrap things up, if there's anything that I haven't asked you about or that we haven't talked about that you think our listeners would like to know about, or you would like our listeners to know about, just take your time and tell us all about it.
Okay. No, I think that's pretty much it. On the website, there's a lot of information, and I make sure that I keep updates up there. Oh, I just thought of one thing. I did think of one thing. On my Periscope channel, every Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I do a Periscope about social media growth and target marketing, which where I'm sharing information about how I grew my social media presence so that other artists can benefit from that, because it's kind of my way to give back and give advice. Because what I noticed was a lot of artists online that I would connect with, they would ask me different questions and things like that. So I decided to start a Periscope where I could, help them answer any questions and also highlight different social media sites like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, or any of them that I'm on, where I could give information about how I was able to grow my fan base and my social media presence so that could help them. Because right now in today's music industry, especially as an independent artist, you have to have your social media game tight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same for a radio station. It has to be good, And
right.
I think that's a really good thing to do, Rivika, and sharing that back with other artists, You know, that really is great. It's a very selfless way of giving back, and you know, not many people do that. Not many people take the time to do that and give to others, and it is a tough game out there for independent artists. It really is.
Yes.
You know, and we speak to artists like like yourself all the time, and it's so lovely to hear when people, you know, are giving that little bit back. You know, that's quite special. So well done you for that. That's really good. One more question: if there was somebody really famous that you could do a duet with, who would that be?
Dead or alive?
Either.
Oh, I'd have to say James Brown.
James Brown. That's a good one. I like the idea of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say him.
James Brown. No, James Brown is dear to all of our hearts in this genre, in the music industry. The hardest working man in showbiz.
Yeah, he was.
So that's a really good one. I like that. I wasn't quite expecting that, so that's fantastic. What is it about James Brown's dynamic that really appeals to you?
He's actually the first rapper.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, a lot of hip hop artists have sampled. He's actually the most sampled artist of all time. Actually, I was noticing at the end of his movie that recently came out that they said he's the most sampled artist of all time because he uses a lot of ostinatos in his music, which is when you repeat a rhythm or segment of music over and over again. And he would just basically kind of say different things or yell or whatever over the track, and some of them will rhyme, some of them wouldn't, and it really just jammed. And he used a wide array of instruments also.
Yeah,
he used a lot of horns, a lot of woodwinds, and things of that nature. And also, I love the dancing.
Yeah, I love the dancing too. That dancing's very close to our hearts here at Sound Fusion Radio. We have a lot of live events, and that's very, very special to us. And James, well, let's just say, is one of the classics.
He definitely is,
without a doubt. Well, Rivka, thank you so much for spending the time to talk to us. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I think that the conversation has been very uninterview-like and very, friendly and very easygoing. And that's just better for me for an interview. I think it creates a much better interview.
I agree, and thank you so much for having me and being willing to play my music and promote me on your station. It's an honor.
It's not a problem for us at all. In fact, it's an absolute pleasure. There's a lady sitting next to me that'd like to say hello to you, Dee Smiler, so I'm just going to switch her into the mixer, okay? And there you go, Dee. There.
I just wanted to say hello, Rivka. How you doing?
Hello, it's good to finally hear your voice.
No. Yeah, you too. Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, and I'm doing real well. Very excited to be talking to y'all doing my first international interview.
Oh, bless you. Did you have a lovely day today?
Yes, I did. It was pretty good. And the Rockets are actually beating the Warriors right now. So I have it on pause on the DVR. So hopefully if they win, that'll make it an excellent day.
Oh, bless. Lovely. It's nice to say hello anyway. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. We'll speak again soon, myself and you, on email or some way.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Lee. Have an absolutely beautiful rest of your day, and we'll speak again in the not too distant future.
Okay, you too. Thanks. And I may be coming out there. I don't have the details on the opportunity, but we're supposed to be having a conference call this week where I'm supposed to be coming out to London to do some shows at a homeless shelter monthly. So I'll keep y'all in the loop about that also.
We'd love to come along. Wherever you are in London, we can get to you. So, yep, we'd love to come and see you.
Okay.
Okay. So, we'll speak soon. Thanks for your time. And, you take good care of yourself and have a great rest of your Sunday.
All right, thank you. You too.
Cheers now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace. Bye-bye.
Be blessed. All right.